that I definitely feel like we had to talk on was UNC and Oregon. We had Drake May, who had an interesting first half, but the game didn't end as I thought it would when I watched the game. So I'm gonna come to you first, Carl, because I know this is a game that you definitely paid attention to. What are your thoughts on Drake May and how his first half started, and then the reaction to the entire game?
All right, so the first half, the game in general was real slow, but I mean Drake May ended with I believe what 3 touchdowns in the first half, maybe two. Um, it was more of a run fest, which was really confusing. Well, at least on the North Carolina side, it was kind of confusing when you have a guy like Drake May, who had a phenomenal freshman year, redshirt freshman year. He had a phenomenal first shirt freshman year. I'm really high on Drake May, but I think he played well. Um, Not too much really to say about the first half, mainly because I had technical difficulties with the first half of the game. But I still think both Qs actually played well overall. Now, I know you didn't ask, but Bo Nix, in my opinion, played sloppy in the first half. The interception was fluke. Oh, kind of fluke. I think the DB it was a little mix with fluke and then, oh, I got the fluke. I'm going to make a smart play out of the fluke because he did kick that up for him to get himself. So it's like a mixture, but overall, it was a really good game. I was confused because it was a really good defensive game. And North Carolina was missing like 3 DBs, I think all in the transfer portal. And that defense was absolutely horrid throughout the season with those guys, but it played actually well. Maybe it was the extra bowl practices, extra game planning, but that defense actually played well with those guys coming in and stepping in for them. And Oregon defense been spotty all year, but they actually played really well too. So I was confused, but it was a good first half, good game.
Yeah, I kind of felt the same way. I saw him when he threw for 3 touchdowns in the first half. I said, okay, I expect a high score again. This might be, a 51 to like 48 kind of game, but it definitely didn't end that way. And I mean, Bo Nix is returning, so that lets you know he ain't got that much talent to be going to the NFL. He's coming back for another season.
Oh, NIL was crazy.
He started off at Auburn, and now he's at Oregon, and he feel like he still got more to prove, so he come back for another season. And he probably, I mean, if he gets drafted, I'm pretty sure it's not gonna be in the first 2 rounds. But who knows? They got Will Levis being as a top 5 quarterback in the draft, so who knows? So Tony, I'm gonna come to you next. So, what are your thoughts on the game?
I mean, pretty much the same thing. I didn't know that he was gonna come out the way he came out. It was shocking to see him play that way. But Bo Nix is Bo Nix. He's always gonna be the same way. I mean, there's nothing gonna change about him. We at Georgia saw him every year, and there was nothing different about him. When he's hot, he's hot. When he's not, he is not. Right? And it's real. It shows really fast with him in there. But I was shocked when the interception came. I was like, is that even legal? Right?
Hey, I did that too.
Right? I was like, so I literally looked at the rule book, and it literally says that it is legal. And I was like, oh, okay, all right, so cool. But yeah, I mean, it was a tough game. It in the first half, I couldn't. I got really bored in the first half, and then it started to like pick up a little bit, but it was a boring game. Oregon doesn't play great defense, regardless of what it is. They've always been known as a scoring team. You can see what happened when they played Georgia the first game of the season. Georgia put up they made they made my boy look like he was a first rounder in that game right there, and he ain't nowhere near first round player, right? Maybe for that offense, but yeah, it was a pretty good game. Bo probably does need to stay another year. Probably learn how to be a better pocket quarterback. Outside of the pocket, he's great. Outside the pocket, inside the pocket, he's horrible. Throwing between the hashes. So yeah, I mean that's my take.
All right, and Coach, I know you've been waiting to get on this college football segment, so I definitely got to hear your thoughts on this.
I say for me, I thought it was a good game on both ends, but I'm a numbers guy. If it comes down to why did one team win, why one team lose, I'm a numbers guy. You got to run the football. And that's what North Carolina really didn't do. I get their quarterback had 3 touchdowns, no turnovers. But they didn't run the ball. And I think one thing that's lacking between college and NFL nowadays is clock management. These coaches, a lot of them, and I'm not even putting it on teams, I'm really putting it on the coaches because they're the heads of that. It's not much clock management. So for me, if a team throws up 3 touchdowns quick, that doesn't bother me. I would look at the game as it's still 0-0. You gotta show me a reason why just because a team put up 3 touchdowns in the first half, they're supposed to win. I don't buy that because I've seen too many comebacks. I've seen too many teams stall, run out of gas, and I've seen too many comebacks get mounted back for you to tell me a 3 touchdown lead is anything early in the game. Late in the game, we can have a different discussion. What I saw from Oregon is they had a good pace. They had 149 yards on the ground with 205 yards in the air. So they had a very balanced game, a very clock manageable game. They know where their flaws are, but they know where their strengths are. And you saw that in a lot of the game for the win. So, I mean, my take, I don't think either quarterback is ready. I don't think either one should be talking about draft right now.
I think Drake May is more ready than Bo Nix, but
Drake May gonna be a number 1 pick next year.
And I would say next year. I wouldn't say this year.
He can't come out. He can't come
out.
Oh,
okay. See, that part of college, I'm still a little behind on of who can come out and who can't come out. I just listen to more so the chatter right now. So me personally, right now, none of them would be ready. But I would agree, Mays would be ready a little next year over Oregon's quarterback. I don't think he's even gonna. Again, I think he's more of a 5th, 6th round draft pick. To be honest with you.
Yeah, he's more of a Brock Purdy kind of draft pick. You know, Mr. Irrelevant maybe.
But again, Mr. Irrelevant can turn things around in the right system.
Yeah, I just want to say something else. I know we're trashing Bo Nix right now, but I do want to give him credit for that game-winning drive. He showed a lot of poise and moxie. And on that 4th down, too, it came to 4th down, and I think, too, and the tight end and fire that ball in there for the touchdown. I do want to give him his credit, too. I don't want to just kill the guy. He did make some throws when needed to. Also, I want to give a shout out to the running back, like you said, who had 149 yards on the ground. Bucky Irvin, he played his behind off. He's nice. He's nice. I really like Bucky Irvin. I think college football boosted a lot of good running backs, a lot of draftable running backs this year, to be honest. And I also want to take back what I said about Drake May because I forgot next year Caleb Williams is also eligible, and I don't know who's going to be the number 1 pick between those 2 guys. Caleb Williams is a dog, so as he's won the Heisman. So
yeah, that's true. I definitely think Caleb Williams is going to be great whenever he decides when he comes out. Drake May is definitely going to be up there. So I think next year's quarterback class is going to be better than this year's quarterback class.
Oh, for sure. You got Will Levis talking about being a top 10 guy. Yeah, for sure.
Don't forget about the kid up in Washington now. The kid.
Michael Penix. He coming back.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Don't worry about. I'm talking about next year.
Yeah.
Don't forget about him now. And he's out there too. That kid is an animal.
I think he's an early Heisman candidate to me.
You said what?
I think he could be a good early Heisman candidate.
Oh, he
is. He's probably number 1. He's probably the number 1 candidate out there.
I think didn't he lead the country in passing yards this year?
I
think so.
He came. If he didn't, he came close.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I agree with you with Bo though, man. Bo was what 23 or 30 last night. You know what I'm saying? That's very on Bo like. You know what I'm saying? So he actually completed enough passes last night to actually win the game, especially when it counted in that 4th quarter and that drive. But yeah, so I'm not really taking him down like that. But he is, I agree with you.
Yeah, this may not be the Chip Kelly or Mario Cristobal kind of offense, but you know, Bo Nix can thrive in a system where he wasn't able to do it in the SEC. He can do that in the Pac-12. So
yeah, he got he got the same coordinator he had his freshman year where he took college by storm. So
yeah.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.